one, and you're like, damn, you're up 3 hours earlier. And the thing is, I never went to fucking bed. I went to a poetry reading this Saturday, and it marks the 1 month anniversary since the woman who said I was her boyfriend introduced me as her boyfriend, and then a week later ghosted me at a poetry reading where she was supposed to meet my friends after I met her friends. And today was interesting. I was talking to some people about it, and my mentor was like, you should just see it as a lesson and move on from her. And a lot of people were like, well, that's fucking awful. And then I got my dick sucked by this chick. And that was fun. And I told her how this lady had kept my stuff, like my hat and my book. And I was wondering, and I speculated whether or not she was an avoidant. And she's like, it doesn't matter. It was and she felt like it was psyops that she put perfume on my hat. So I'd always be reminded of her scent. And you're like, well, Mike, isn't this morning roomy? And you're right, it is fucking morning roomy. And we are going to get to a poem, but we are on the chapter of emptiness and silence. And that's the whole thing. Now, this is perfect, because we are talking about emptiness. We're talking about empty people who are just filling things with whims and desire. They're not emptying themselves for potential. They're not emptying themselves for silence and contemplation, to process their trauma, to grieve for their trauma, and to individuate. So we're going to go read this poem now, called Emptiness, which is a little long. And, I did say some rude things to her. And I can be accused of being one of these empty people at times, too. I let my temper get the best of me. I told her she should be on her hands and knees. I even looked at her, because I am better than her. But truth be told, she is a gutter slut. I am better than her. So here we go. Emptiness. By not slut-shaming. Those were her words. She called herself a gutter slut. I am not slut-shaming. I don't care. I don't care who she fucks. I don't care who she fucked. She could have been the whore of Babylon. I still would have liked her for that time we were together. So here we are, emptiness. Consider the difference in our actions and God's actions. We often ask, why did you do that? Why did I act like that? We do act, and yet everything we do is God's creative action. We look back and analyze the events of our lives, but there's another way of seeing. A backward and forward at once. Vision that is not rationally understandable. Oh man, that's giving into the flow of chaos. Alright. Only God can understand it. Satan made the excuse. Well, if you go back with Satan, it's the Hebrew word for adversary. And Satan would just be a demon, a servant of God. You caused me to fall. Whereas Adam said to God, we did this to ourselves. After this repentance, God asked Adam, since all is within my foreknowledge, why didn't you defend yourself for that reason? Adam answered, I was afraid and I wanted to be reverent. Damn, there you guys go, the fear and the reverence. That's what will fucking get you. Whoever acts with respect will get respect. Not in our 21st century. Whoever brings sweetness will be served almond cake. Life's metaphor. Good women are drawn to be with good men. No, they're fucking not. But I know what you mean. Real people will be drawn to real people. Eventually. Honor your friend or treat him rudely and see what happens. Yeah, I take out the garbage when I need to. Love. Tell an incident now that will clarify this mystery of how we act freely and are yet compelled. One hand shakes with palsy, another shakes because you slapped it away. Both tremblings come from God, but you feel guilty for the one, and what about the other? These are intellectual questions. The spirit approaches the matter differently. Omar once had a friend, a scientist, Bulakam Hakim, who was flawless at solving empirical problems, but he could not follow Omar into the area of illumination and wonder. Which is funny because mysticism and science seems to be the same side of the coin. Quantum and Lotus, you'll read all about Buddhism and physics. Now I return to the text, and he is with you, wherever you are. But when have I ever left it? Ignorance is God's prison. Knowing is God's palace. We sleep in God's unconsciousness. We wake in God's open hand. We weep God's rain. We laugh God's lightning. Fighting and peacefulness both take place within God. Who are we then in this complicated world tangle that is really just a single straight line down at the beginning of Allah? Nothing. We are empty. God is empty, if you think about it, kids. And here's this companion poem I'm going to read along with it. It's untitled. When you are with everyone but me, you're with no one. When you are with no one but me, you're with everyone. Instead of being so bound up with everyone, be everyone. When you become that many, you're nothing. And you're like, there's a little confusion there. And I don't think there is confusion. When you become that many, you're nothing. You're joining the group, guys. Instead of being so bound up with everyone, be everyone. Be your individualized self with everyone. And that creates true solidarity. And that's what emptiness should be used for. And you're only going to come to that revelation with a certain amount of silence. So thank you for sharing this morning.